Our next honoree is Dr. Robert Accordino. Dr. Accordino is a dual board certified child, adolescent, and adult psychiatrist who continues to care directly for patients and teach residents as a member of the faculty of Harvard Medical School and Massachusetts General Hospital. He is a graduate of Mount Sinai School of Medicine. As a first-year medical student, under the close mentorship and guiding hand of Dr. Angela Diaz, Dr. Accordino founded Music for Autism, which provides fully subsidized and interactive music concerts of the highest quality for individuals with autism and their families. The charity has partnered with Tony and Grammy Award-winning artists, many Broadway shows, and major symphony orchestras, including the Boston Symphony, to produce these programs. As a medical student, Dr. Accordino oversaw the charity's national expansion. In commencing these programs, Dr. Accordino and Dr. Diaz led an initiative to better identify and recruit those with autism in East Harlem and then introduce relevant clinical services at the Mount Sinai Adolescent Health Center to expand the biopsychosocial impact of the concerts, with the Music for Autism concerts as a gateway to more programs. Since the founding of the charity, there have been over 400 interactive concerts with over 20,000 individuals with autism and their family members served. After residency training in general psychiatry at New York Presbyterian Hospital and child and adolescent psychiatry at Massachusetts General Hospital and McLean Hospital, Dr. Accordino served in the federal government as White House Fellow to the Secretary of Defense, where he led various population health initiatives for the military, including a focus on tech-enabled mental health services to democratize access to high-quality, insurance-accepting care. For this work, Dr. Accordino received the Secretary of Defense Medal for Outstanding Public Service, among the highest civilian honors in the DoD. Dr. Accordino has continued his work in the private sector in the mental health care technology space and currently serves as the Chief Medical Officer of AbleTo, a leading provider of tech-enabled mental health services across the nation. Since its founding, AbleTo has cared for over 500,000 patients with a team of 2,500 clinicians in all 50 states. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Accordino on being one of this year's incredible legends.
Thank you, Jean. And thank you for your most inspiring personal story. We're cheering for you for law school. I'm sorry that medical school did not act appropriately. It's deeply moving for me to be designated a legend by the individual who has been my personal legend and champion and hero and most beloved mentor since medical school and everything that has come since, Dr. Angela Diaz. When I was a first-year medical student, I sent her a note after she delivered an awe-inspiring lecture to my class on the role of physicians to advocate for the needs of our patients and their communities. As RuPaul has taught us in Drag Race, with great power comes great responsibility. Angela would come to teach me the potential of physicians serving as advocates on behalf of patients to impact the health and well-being of populations numbering far beyond those under their direct care. When we had our first one-on-one meeting, I was eager to tell her about the work of Music for Autism that was just beginning. Our lunch, scheduled for an hour, lasted for 6, which will come as no surprise to those who know me. Angela joined our board of directors on the spot and gave us a home to start our programs at the Mount Sinai Adolescent Health Center. This interaction sums it up perfectly. Any person, as a patient, as a friend, or as a mentee, is so very blessed to have Angela in her corner. She took me under her wing as a student doctor. I cared for patients alongside her at the Mount Sinai Adolescent Health Center. We co-chaired a statewide symposium on LGBTQ bullying and its impact on youth physical and mental health. She had me attend these breakfasts each year that inspired me greatly as I hoped one day to become a physician leader like her. We, in fact, had such frequent phone calls and meetings during non-working hours in medical school that her grown children incorrectly assumed that I was a new special someone in Angela's life. I was indeed quite special to be taken under her wing, just not exactly in the way that her kids suspected. In more recent years, I had the privilege of serving alongside her as a regional panelist to select White House Fellows. As we were given introductions, I shared how moved I was to be interviewing alongside the person who inspired me to serve in the federal government as a fellow. When it was Angela's turn to introduce herself, she didn't miss a beat, and she proclaimed, "Robert is my white son." I have been blessed to have the most extraordinary matriarchs in my life, both biological and chosen. I'd like to dedicate this most humbling recognition to those matriarchs who inspired and fortified my desire to become a physician. My late grandmothers and my late mother, and of course, mi madre dominicana, Angela. On an additionally special note, I'd like to recognize my fellow honorees this morning, especially Dr. Keith Benkove, who has been an amazing mentor and teacher to me since medical school, and alongside whom I have had the privilege of caring for patients. Congratulations. And thank you to the extraordinary family and friends here today, many of whom traveled far distances to be here, hoping this event was at 7 p.m. instead of 7 a.m. Especially my father, Anthony Accordino, who came up from Florida. I'd like to give a shout out to my California family who'll be watching this at home, my brother Michael, sister-in-law Lauren, and extraordinary nephews, Max and Leo, and niece Bella. And to the teams at AbleTo and Music for Autism, and beloved friends Gregory Rubin and Rachel Moranis, who sponsored the tables, making it possible for us all to celebrate the magnificent and awe-inspiring work of the Mount Sinai Adolescent Health Center this morning together. Thank you.